This is one of the largest ammunition manufacturing plants in the world. It's Remington Ammunition in Lonoke, Arkansas. It was set up in 1969 by DuPont, who owned Remington at the time. They do it all here. Cases, bullets, centerfire rifle, centerfire pistol, rimfire, and shotshell. This is really one of the great manufacturing successes in the United States up until 2020. Bad leadership, bad financial decisions resulted in the employees here getting a notice saying, company's bankrupt, you're going to be sold, we don't know if you're going to have a job. At that point, Vista Outdoor stepped in and bought this plant. They're ammo people, that's all they do. And this is the story of Remington Reloaded.
The main building behind us was built in 1969. All of that equipment was moved here from Bridgeport, Connecticut. So all of centerfire and shotshell came down first, and it was all here by 72 or so. And then we went several years without a rimfire operation here. We had the facility, but we didn't have the equipment. So rimfire stayed behind in Bridgeport until I believe it was the early 80s. And then that equipment moved on down here as well. So on site, we manufacture all Remington ammunition. Nowhere else in the world is Remington ammunition made.
The old DuPont days, then the people that came here, they had a lot of experience. They taught us, they trained us. Things changed when DuPont sold Remington. When investors came in to the company and everything and bought us, that's when we saw a lot of changes. We could see that people weren't enthusiastic about coming to work. People left.
Before the bankruptcy, we kind of got a feeling that thing was pretty much going downhill. We kind of pulled away from a lot of the product that we were getting. We had shortages, so it was pretty bad during that time.
As we were nearing bankruptcy, you don't have any money. You're trying to get in raw materials, you're trying to make product, everything is a struggle. You're just trying to make ends meet, it's hand to mouth. Raw material comes in, you can make it, it's out the door, but eventually, when you don't have any money, there's nothing else you can do.
It was not just discouraging, but it was deflating. Being on the side I was dealing with the consumers and dealing with the corporate side, talking to those folks, you never really knew if the email or the phone call you were going to get from somebody was, hey, Friday's my last day, or I've got a couple more weeks, or maybe I'll catch you somewhere else. So you knew the end was coming for quite a few people.
In my career here, up until last year, we've always been owned by an investment company in some form or fashion, and was kind of used to that culture for quite some time. As you watch the downturn take place, it took for us, it become tougher and tougher to be emotionally attached to this facility. And when you've been here as long as I have, grew up in the town next to it, I've known this and breathed this a big portion of my life. So to watch it go down like it was headed was really sad. Knowing what the capability of this place really is and what it can do was really disheartening. But to have a company come in and purchase us that's already in the business, knows our lingo, knows what our deals are day to day, has been quite refreshing. To be an ammo facility owned by ammo manufacturers has been wonderful.
We bought Remington because it is literally a once in a generation that you might have this opportunity to buy such an iconic brand. I mean, 205-year-old American manufacturing ammunition business that is so complementary to federal CCI and Speer. We viewed this acquisition as it's a must-have acquisition.
Trying to compare our current leadership to leadership from past it's almost difficult because there's barely a comparison. For the first time, it feels like we work for people from our direct management all the way to the top that understand ammunition, that want to make ammunition and want to make good ammunition. Ultimately, any business is in the industry to make money, but that should be, in my opinion, second to product safety and product innovation and product quality. I believe we're now in hands of a company that genuinely believes ammo should be good ammo or it shouldn't be on the shelf.
So when I showed up here, we didn't know what we were walking into. Remington had some issues over the last couple of years. Honestly, we expected the plant to be more shuttered than it was. So as we got that initial tour, it was really exciting to see that the operation was still running, albeit at a very reduced rate at that point. A lot of the operation was in really, really good condition, and the people we met along the way were what got me excited about joining this team. So we had experts across every area that I toured with, from chemistry to packing, every value stream, and so it was really neat to see that the engaged workforce was still here, the expertise was still here, and honestly the operation was just waiting for someone to go give it the juice it needed to turn it back on.
After Vista acquired Remington, we were able to start purchasing raw material, but we couldn't get it. There's a huge demand going on right now, and we had to get back in line and place orders for everything. Lead, steel, brass, everything you need that goes into ammunition. We had to place orders for that and then get back in line and start over again with the lead times in order to get the ammunition in the door. So as we're trying to fulfill the demand that's out there, every day would go by, we would get a little more material in, we could bring more people back to work, and we could start another machine up.
So, you know, the tricky part of an acquisition is always the integration. You know, buying a company is quote unquote easy. Integrating a company is hard. I mean, we had experiences of integrations that went really well and some not so well. So the tricky part is we don't want Remington or Federal or CCI Speer to just be vanilla. Remington needs to stay Remington and needs to stay core to the DNA of the brand.
You know, during the downspan of the business, we were strapped for resources, both human capital and financial resources. So we had lots of talent. We just didn't have the resources to execute our ideas, right? And so we've been, you know, operating on a shoestring budget for the last several years. We've been bringing out as many new products as we can, a lot of line extensions, things like that, but haven't done anything that we would be able to look back on and say that was a career-changing product that we focused on. So already, I'm happy to say that we went through a review early on with the leadership at Vista in the ammunition division and showed them some of our concepts and ideas for new products. And they said, spot on, go forth and let's do this. Remington is back.
When I see that we have gotten this big machine, Big Green, is back up and running, it is encouraging for me just from the standpoint of the Second Amendment and being able to, you know, push forward with what we believe and we all have deep in our hearts as to, you know, protecting the rights of our consumer and our citizens of our country, to be able to make sure that they have what they need in order to protect their families and to go out and shoot and have fun, to keep the traditions going. It was sad to see it go down, but now especially that we brought it into the fold and we can say Remington is part of our family, it is so good for us to see that, and we are enthusiastic to keep that momentum going.
I've been around here since 1995. I don't plan to go anywhere. I plan on retiring out here. This company has been good to me. As I was stating earlier, the Lord blessed me to raise a family, to purchase a home, and so I don't have nowhere else to go. If I lose, this is it. This is all I have. So I'm grateful to be a part of this brand and to be a part of the Remington Arms family for over 26 years.
For me, I'm learning new things, which is very good. And I feel enthusiastic about coming to work because I have great people to work with. And I love my job.
We want to continue to build as a family, as a team, to help this company to go even further, and I know it will. So when I retire, I can say, hey, I worked there. That's what I want.
I think I can say that anyone who is still here today is here today for two reasons. One, they deserve to be here, I think. I hope I can put myself in that category. And two, they want to be here, right? So lots of opportunities to leave, especially in the recent past. But the folks that are here because they're passionate about the brand and the product.
We have a chance to really grow the big green machine, right? I mean, I grew up shooting Remington. I worked for them right out of college. So it's we have come full circle. One of the first things we did is, go back and hire the furloughed people. So as of, we know what the capacity is, we know where we're at today, where every day gets better. So every day we make more ammunition than the previous day. But when we first turned the lights on, there wasn't much ammo being made. And when the shift was over and the lights went off, it was sad to see. I can tell you the big green is roaring. The workforce is behind us. They're behind us 100%. The state's behind us. So we have the Vista umbrella right now, is really excited for things to come out of Lonoke, Arkansas.